That my colleague there, Govan Whittles, has the SG Ace Magashule standing by for his statement. Let's have a listen.
Your assessment at this point, in addition to, sort of answering the national questions about corruption and state capture, what is the impact and effect of his testimony on the ANC?
Well, I'm sure it will have some impact on the ANC because the president also as once head of ANC intelligence will know better than many of us who joined the struggle later than them. So it is not neither there or here. It's up to people to be objective. It's up to the commission. I think the commission is about capture in terms of whether there is corruption or fraud committed and all that. The terms of reference of the commissions are very clear. Well, it does, and it will have an impact on the African National Congress. It depends how we handle it as the leadership collective.
SG, can I be more direct on this issue? Are you saying it's going to be difficult for those who are being singled out by the former president as having been spies to refute that particular allegation against them?
No, I don't know.
Given
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying President Jacob Zuma, as former member of ANC, who has been here for many years and head of intelligence, will definitely know who's who in the African National Congress. Mandela knew, as I was listening, even fortunately I've served under President Mandela, I've served under President Begi, I've served under President Zuma, I'm now serving under President. So I know all the discussions of the National Executive Committee since the unbanning of the African National Congress and long before. And that's why I say let's leave you guys to analyze. I think if you analyze objectively and the public is listening, the public will make it. And people who are mentioned, they have a right also to their responses. So I leave it there because I can't conclude.
Are you saying because of who he is and the position he has held in the ANC intelligence structures, you are saying he knows who's who in the ANC? Are you saying you are inclined to believe his testimony that there are spies within the ANC and some of those spies, their rise to leadership was plotted by intelligence agencies?
I'm not inclined to believe anything, but what I can tell you, in any revolution, there is counter-revolution. And spies or informers have been there during the years of struggle. As to whether these comrades we are mentioning here were spies or informers, I don't know. That's what President Jacob Zuma is saying.
Are you likely to look into the issue of the allegations of spies within the ANC as the National Executive?
Well, it's a matter for the National Executive Committee. It's up to the NEC to want to discuss it or not. I don't know. I can't speak on behalf of a collective.
Should there be an investigation? Des van Rooyen, for example, believes there should be. He says we can't be led by spies, are his exact words. He says if the ANC can investigate the SG for starting up, for allegations that he started up an opposition political party, this is far much more serious. The ANC should investigate.
I don't think the ANC has at any given stage decided to investigate the SG. It's what the media has actually coined. We are investigating anybody who has actually participated in so-called formation of other political parties. And if people think that Ace Magashule has been involved, people will be surprised.
No, I'm quoting what Des van Rooyen was saying a bit earlier on. But the point is, he's saying if that investigation can be carried out, this is far much more serious. And he says, his exact words, we can't be led by spies.
Well, let's debate, let's wait, let's engage. I'm a member, I'm the Secretary-General of the African National Congress. Yes, if you want this matter to be investigated, the ANC must do so. So that if people have to be cleared or whatever, it's going to be a difficult one, but why not?
Secretary-General, James Motlati, I'd like to be more direct on this issue. James Motlati, in the lead up to Nasrec, said Cyril Ramaphosa would be fired by the then president as his deputy in government because he is working with the West. He's spying for the West. If that allegation comes out of this commission through the former president,
who said
what are
that?
you going, James Mutlatsi, the friend and confidant of the current president of the ANC, if that allegation resurfaces here, what's the likely position of the party?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of James Mutlatsi. I didn't hear him. Let's wait and see. President Zuma is here until Friday.
SG, you were part of the ANC leaders that went to go consult with the former president while he was still in office about him leaving office after the election of Cyril Ramaphosa as ANC president. We heard yesterday former President Zuma saying that the NEC's request for him to resign was the culmination of this plan that he had identified in 1990. What's your take?
Well, when we consulted President Zuma with the president of the ANC, we agreed that we let him finish his term, which was coming to the end immediately after the BRICS summit. And the NEC collective overruled what myself and the president actually committed ourselves to the former president of the ANC.
Is there any potential that what the former president had testified yesterday could be true?
It's for you to analyze. It's for you not to take any side. It's for you to let people decide. It's for you and the commission to decide. And it's for you to research and want to understand the ANC better. And it's for you to understand the history, the South African history, before 1994, during the years of struggle. So that you don't say in any revolution there's no counter-revolution.
Another startling revelation this morning from the former president is that his PA had received a phone call from an unnamed person which is threatening his life and the life of his family. As the Secretary-General of the ANC, how do you respond to that?
Well, the country must play its role. People must be afforded an opportunity. Judge Zondo has said anybody has a right to say whatever they want. And if there is a need for the commission to look at this, the commission will do so. Yeah, but we always get such things. We always get threats and all that, so what? But they must be taken very serious.
Secretary General, just finally, perception is reality in politics. You're the only member of the top six that's here to sit through the testimony of the former president. Why are you here?
No, I was here. I came to the commission like you, like many others. There's nobody has been prevented to come to the commission. ANC leaders have been here. ANC leaders will still be coming. It is their choice. No one is prevented because President Jacob Zuma has no leprosy. President Jacob Zuma has been a leader of the ANC for many, many years. And President Jacob Zuma has been the president of the ANC. I respect all presidents of the African National Congress. Why not this one?
SG, final question. Towards the end of the latter session, the former president's lawyers inferred that the commission has been unfair to him as a witness and has treated him differently to other ministers who have come here. Your take, please?
What I can only say is that consistency is always important, and that's what keeps us all the time. Remain principled and consistent.
Thank you.
Treat all of us equally and the same, because we are all equal before the law. And let us see it in practice.
All right, that's the Secretary-General of the ANC.